Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi
And I'm CheerandCosplay.
And we're back with more stuff that's not anime, quite really, not at all. But it is Disney, and that's not anime, but it is fine.
It's a cartoon.
It's cartoons.
It is.
We're watching cartoons.
And what is anime if not a cartoon?
It is a cartoon.
It's American anime.
It is American anime. It's basically anime. You know what? There was a bunch of stuff in this show that was basically anime.
There's some wild stuff out.
We didn't necessarily watch those episodes, but... So we watched Proud Family, because we were going through late 90s, early 2000s Disney shows that we grew up with. And, yeah. I'm assuming everyone's seen this show before.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Oh, wow. I thought you were a Disney kid.
I was, but this was on way too late for me.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that thing of, like, you're allowed 1 hour of television a day or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember
I
you
think
telling
it
us
was
this.
2.
Two.
Okay,
Okay.
but still.
You had to choose wisely.
I mean, still, this show was on at, about 4 p.m.-ish?
Gonna throw out there.
Oh,
Proud
so-
Family, SpongeBob, it's a hard call sometimes.
My hours were 8 to 10 a.m.
Okay,
Wow,
yeah, it was
that's
not.
early.
Definitely not have seen this.
I
Yeah,
was
'cause-
lucky if we were out of Playhouse Disney.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there were, periods where I would go through stretches or phases where I would watch Disney Channel from time to time, and this was usually, in the block of, shows that I would watch, because it was normally, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, Proud Family, Sister Sister, Phil of the Future, and a couple of other things.
Yeah.
Impossible as well. And these were all more, afternoon cartoons when I would catch them, so
Me too, yeah.
that makes sense.
I saw every single episode of this. This was one of my favorite ones.
Oh, wow.
Afternoons, I was a Digimon kid, so... Yep. We watched 7 Days of Kwanzaa because we needed a holiday special for this
Yes, we
particular
did.
section. And then we chose 3 others that kind of spanned some of the different things that they would do and talk about and subjects that the show kind of went through. One was Behind Family Lines. It's the Proud Family. We got to talk about their family because family was a big element of this show. We watched the episode Poetic Justice because it wasn't just about family, it was also about friends and your relationships and stuff like that. And then we watched Tween Town because sometimes this show was super fucking weird. It had some bonkers plots in it that I am here for.
Yeah, remember the Halloween one where she turns into a superhero?
I was debating between Tween Town and this weird superhero. There was a meteor or something?
Yeah, there was a meteor and she turned to superhero. There's also a ghost. Who's haunting their house.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I'm like, it's not Halloween.
Yeah,
we have a holiday
it
thing
could
already.
work.
And Al Roker's weird enough.
Yeah, there was another Outlook episode too.
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted really weird, we just go straight to the movie where the peanuts are coming to
That was
life
great.
or something. The Legume Room.
That was so weird.
Was that also part of, the Proud Family movie? Because for some reason, I want to say Peanuts were part of that, too.
Yeah,
That was
no,
the
that
movie,
was
yeah.
that was the thing.
Okay.
It was like an Isle of Dr. Moreau
Yeah.
parody
Yeah.
where they were bringing
Uh-huh.
peanuts to life.
Yeah.
Such a weird movie.
But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about these episodes today. And what did you guys think about these? You know what? Let's start with Cece, who's never seen the show before.
Yeah.
What was your impression of this overall?
It was a little more zany than I was expecting. I think I was expecting a little more slice of life. Not that this isn't, but it is very cartoonish.
Yeah.
I will say I was subscribed to the Disney Adventures magazine. I don't know if you guys ever read that, but they had little comic strips based on the Disney Channel shows. So I do remember reading the Proud Family strips in that.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, oh, I remember these characters. That's what they sound like?
Yeah. That is what they sound like.
You're having that moment whenever a new adaptation of a comic book comes out in animation, and you're like, oh, what are the voice actors going to be for that? That's who they chose?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it just doesn't suit what you were thinking it was going to be, because you had this really specific voice in mind, and then you're like, oh, I'm not sure I like that.
And then there's a couple people that they always bring back here and there, and they're just like, I was not expecting you to work. You worked. Like, who's your favorite person? Jensen Ackles was Red Hood, and then they brought him back as Batman for Crisis on Infinite
that
Earths.
was crazy. Yeah.
He works. Like, it would never happen, but he might not be a bad live-action Batman.
I'd take it. Dean Winchester's Batman.
I think you take anything from Jensen Ackles.
I would. Anything.
To be fair, I would take
Honestly,
quite a bit from Jensen Ackles.
Honestly, Jensen Ackles as Batman, not a bad choice.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough about us thirsting over a... Is he 50 now? How old is
He's
he?
not 50.
Okay.
He's like 40, 45
He's
or
daddy.
something like that.
He's daddy. Yeah.
He's a daddy.
He is.
He's aged like fine wine.
Oh, yeah.
He has.
It's great in the boys.
I really got to ask you, would you take him now or back during Dark Angel?
Either.
Okay.
Anytime.
Anytime. Anytime, anywhere, Jensen Ackles. Okay, so, Proud Family. Not Jensen Ackles, but Proud Family. Yeah, so, has everyone, so not CC, but everyone else you've seen all these before.
Yes.
I remember you and me had a rewatch of this show, so I've seen these before. Chibi, were there any that you hadn't seen?
Out of the episodes that we saw?
Yeah. We'll start there at least.
So, all of these episodes are actually ones I never saw.
Really?
Like I said, I saw it very periodically. So, in comparison to like other shows, I have not seen this one quite as much. And to be honest, until I was like a little bit older, for the longest time, I always thought Sugar Mama was Trudy's mom instead of Oscar's. So how she treats him.
I could see that logic.
She's pretty mean to him.
She like dotes on Trudy a little bit.
She dotes on Bob.
She's like,
yeah.
She does also dote on Bobby, but Bobby's Bobby.
I think she dotes on Trudy because it's like, my son does not deserve it. Thank you for being here.
Yes. But yeah, this is like one of the first times outside of Bobby that I actually like saw their families. And for me, I guess it makes sense. Like, Oscar's very, boisterous and loud. And it would make sense that his family is also the same way. And then Trudy's like a bit more sophisticated, I would say. So her family being a bit more posh, I guess, also makes sense. And I guess I just sort of appreciate Penny, like, trying to bring both sides of the family together. And, I enjoyed that storyline. And I liked how we got to see their friends again. I remember, like, because I know Dejanay is always kind of, like, getting Penny into trouble. But I don't know. I kind of enjoyed seeing, like, them talking about their friendship and their feelings in the second episode that we watched. Because, is it slam poetry? Is that what they were doing in that episode?
That's what that was, yeah.
Okay. Third episode. What was it? Oh, yeah. I feel like I've seen a lot of episodes where it's like the adults all disappear for like a little while, and then the kids are like, I want my mom!
I was the whole time thinking about the Chibi Neutron movie a little bit.
Yes! Yes, that
because that was like
first
something
thing
I
that
watched
came
a lot.
to mind.
Similar concept.
And like they did the same thing where it's like, oh, the adults are gone, but they had this realization of we still need things like news anchors and a bunch of other things, so you just somehow figured out how to take over those positions. I don't get how you did that, but also it's like suspension of disbelief. It's fine.
Yeah, I think the Kwanzaa episode might have been the only one that I actually did catch parts of when I was younger. And, it was kind of one of those things where you're a kid, you're learning, like, about, like, how different people celebrate their holidays and have different traditions. So that was a good episode to bring in for this one. Also, I have a question. When Oscar was lighting one of the candles, he mentioned Imani, Faith, being what they were going to name Penny. Was that like a nod to like the creators of the show? Was that like an Easter egg? Was that originally supposed to be her name? Or was that just like a throwaway line?
I don't know. It might have been a throwaway line. It might have been an Easter egg. It could have been a number of things. I know there's like a lot of times you have plenty of parents will try to give their kids names that might have more meaning to the family or to like some family
like
history or culture or religion or a number of different things. So it's very possible that could have been a thing. I find it a little funny that Oscar was the one who mentioned that because I feel like he would not think of that because that's just not really... He's the one guy who's like, yeah, I don't care about any of this. for the entire episode.
Maybe he didn't know what it meant, and he just thought it was a nice name.
Maybe he thought it was E-money or something.
Oh my god, stop!
Okay, well, for any other character that might be an insult, but it kind of might be a bit for Oscar. He's a little...
Yeah.
Nothing for nothing. He's the funniest character in the show.
He is so good. I love Oscar.
Crazy.
So funny.
I enjoyed these episodes. It was fun getting to see all the characters again.
Yeah, I do think I also saw the Kwanzaa one a little bit here and there more when I was a kid. Especially because, I think just during the holidays, they would do a lot more repeat holiday episodes. So there was a higher chance of seeing it if you were just watching TV when school was out.
Yeah. For me, I saw all of these episodes probably multiple times. Like I said, it was one of those shows I watched constantly on Disney Channel. But it was fun watching them again. I think, did you watch all the episodes when you were younger, or only when I showed them all to you later?
I'd seen a number of them either in full or in part. But I didn't, there was a bunch that I hadn't seen that hadn't seen up until you had shown all of them to me. So I figured
but now you've seen them all.
I've seen them all now. I figured I saw at least half of the episodes, as a kid.
Yeah, there were so many great ones that it was hard for me to because I was helping him pick them out because I have seen all of them and I was a big fan. It was hard to narrow them down because there are so many that I thought of that I love as well.
Yeah, so we're not going to complain anymore when I say, hey, we need a bunch of episodes to get the full feel of this show.
Yeah, you're right. It was hard to narrow this one down for sure. But yeah, I always really enjoyed this one as a kid. It was one of my favorite holiday episodes on Disney Channel was this Kwanzaa one. I think the creator actually based the Proud family on his family, which makes sense why they feel so much like a real family, which I think is cool. I think he did mention that Penny in particular was based on his daughter. And I know that I think he created a production studio with the intention of making more ethnically diverse kid shows, because there weren't many cartoons that were focused on the Black experience, and so you had Little Bill and stuff like that, but I think he wanted one that was about a family more so for slightly older kids, and I think he did a really good job of making something that was akin to that. I don't know if any of you saw Moesha growing up or anything like that, but that was a show I liked as well. But it more focused on her.
Sorry, hold on. Is it Aisha or Moesha? Because they had that episode that you wanted to put in.
The real show is called Moesha,
okay.
But Aisha was the fake show in Proud Family that's based on Moesha. And I feel like maybe he took some inspiration from Moesha as well, because I see some similarities. I've seen every episode of that show too, but that's a live action sitcom that was really popular way back in the day. But yeah, I feel like this show did a great job with just the characters being very easy to connect to, very fun characters. Funny show, and I like all of these episodes. Like I said, it was hard to choose, and there were definitely a bunch of my favorites that we had to leave out. But I think these were a pretty good representation of the show overall.
Okay.
I think the production studio that you're talking about is Jambalaya Studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
he did create that he started that, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to look on Wikipedia, but it just takes you directly to his.
When you click on the link, I think that's because he's the one that founded it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a particular section, so I'm trying to read through a lot of it.
Did it produce anything other than Profit? Do we not know?
I don't have a full
we don't know.
for
Okay.
it, so I'll have to look it up.
I think he also produced the new Louder and Prouder when they revived the show.
Oh yeah, you'd have to bring him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is noted as director, executive producer, writer, creator.
It was still really good. I think for a revival, they did a great job. Usually revivals are kind of but I feel like they captured the spirit of the original pretty well.
It looks like Jambalaya Studios ran from September of 2001 to October of 2006. They produced The Proud Family and Da Boom Crew, and I guess now they're a subsidiary of Hyperion Pictures.
Oh.
So I guess
which is owned by Disney.
Yeah. So Disney eats everything eventually.
They ate it.
Yeah.
Disney ate jambalaya.
Stop.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I mean,
it's
well,
a food. I gotta make a joke.
it even says his employer is Walt Disney Animation Studios,
Yeah.
1996 to present.
Yeah.
So
He worked on a number of other projects for them between
Yeah.
like movies and TV shows and stuff, either as like directing stuff or
Yeah.
supervising animation, different things like that. So, yeah. Did we say his
Mhm.
name's Bruce Wayne
Bruce
Smith?
Smith,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Like, give
Is it
him
Bruce Wayne Smith?
Bruce
Yeah.
W. Smith or Bruce Wayne Smith. You know what? We brought up Batman
Uh-huh.
too. It's weird.
You think he was named after Batman?
I don't know. That's, you know what? I don't know his
I hope
parents.
so.
So it's just a weird coincidence.
Or not.
Turns out he was Batman all along.
Wow.
I think I said to you after we watched it, I was like, this is nothing for nothing. I don't want to say like nice, like he's mean in other roles, but like this is the most pleasant role I've ever seen Samuel L. Jackson in.
He was less intense than normally.
Yes, that might be a
He was
good way
chill.
to describe it. This is the most chill Samuel L. Jackson performance ever with Joseph in 7 Days of Kwanzaa.
Sometimes it is interesting
Yeah.
watching shows like this back and seeing that I recognize the cameos more, because I didn't know who a lot of these people were when I was little.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, when Peebo came on the screen, I'm like, Cree Summer?
Yeah.
Hello?
Peebo's fun.
Yeah.
I love Peebo.
Kozi woke up out of a dead sleep and was like, "Is that Cree Summers?"
To be
And
fair,
I-
she's another one of those voice actors who's been in everything and like
Yeah.
is part of everybody's childhood at one point now.
Yes, very much so.
I saw Tara Strong in the credits and I was like, well, "Who is Tara Strong in this?" And then
The
as soon as one of the
babies.
babies started crying, I'm like, "Oh, there she is."
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently
Immediately.
also Puff in the first season.
Oh.
She has like kind of a monopoly on like high pitched like babbly noise.
Noises.
Yeah.
Creatures.
I want to check the Behind Family Lines episode because I feel like there was a bunch of people in there that were probably family members. I definitely recognize Anthony Anderson as Ray, but I'm looking at everybody else. Oh yeah, look up the filmography on this. There's a bunch of people that have gone on to a bunch of things.
And
I
then
bet.
Orlando Brown, it was Sticky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still got to get like shout out again. My favorite character is always going to be Oscar, and I love the actor who plays him, Tommy Davidson, because he's also in one of the most insanely funny movies I've ever seen, Black Dynamite. If you haven't seen it, please go watch Black Dynamite. It is so underrated.
It's pretty funny.
And he played Cream Corn,
Yeah.
which nothing for nothing is kind of also an Oscar role.
Yeah.
I think he also reprised it in the animated series, which was pretty good.
But yeah, great cast on this
Oh, yeah.
one.
Like, all the characters are, like, I think they gave everybody... I think the only one that we didn't really get to see that we were a little, like, sad about, he only had a cameo, was Poppy.
Poppy.
Poppy's so
Yeah.
funny.
He's just the Joker.
Wasn't that the thing? Like, because I know the first episode of this series was when the Boulevardeses move in, and Sugar Mom was just like, Cesar Romero's moving in next door.
It's definitely supposed to be him.
I think, yeah, the creator said, like, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He looks like the Joker. He laughs like the Joker. It's like, but he just speaks Spanish the whole time.
So funny.
It's such a small role in every episode, but it's just, it's funny every time. And the canned laughter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They put the Joker in a series that was created by Bruce Wayne Smith.
Wow.
Wait, maybe his parents were Batman fans, and then he was a Batman fan.
He clearly had to have been a fan of the old Adam West TV show if you're
Right.
just gonna put Cesar Romero in your
Yeah.
show. To be fair, like, and it's not watched as much anymore. People do gotta go back and watch the old Adam West show here and there. It's
It
so
is
much
fun.
fun. I'm glad we got Peebo. We didn't get a whole lot with the Boulevardeses, like La Cienega and like their whole family, though they were pretty regular throughout the show because La Cienega and Penny don't get along. So it always leads to, I think one of the ones you wanted to include was where they have to move in with the Proud family because their house is like getting...
Yeah, their house got burned down or something.
I thought it was like, was it like an exterminator had to come in that was like getting gassed or whatever?
Oh, I thought it burned down. I
I
don't
forget.
remember. Something.
One or the other.
Something happened to their
something happened.
house.
and they have to share a room, and it goes exactly how you expect it to. It's horrible.
Also, the one where they're essentially like on American Idol, and La Cienega is mean to the girl who can sing well but isn't pretty.
Yeah.
That one was good. Had Alicia Keys in it.
Yeah, that was another one that I was like debating on, because like a couple of these, I've been looking at like the ones with like the high IMDb scores and like what are some people's like various top 10, top 15 lists. And these ones all seem to be up there relatively. I know that the Idol one. The Idol one's usually, I think, number 2. The Moesha one is actually usually considered number 1.
That was never like my favorite one or anything, even though I love the nod to Moesha, but
I'm gonna throw out that there is an element to some of these lists where it's like, well, who goes online to rate stuff? People who like really like media and that. And some episodes that have to do with kind of meta media kind of like stuff do sometimes get a little higher, I think, as a result of that particular audience.
Maybe I'm wrong. It was still a good episode. It just wasn't one that stuck out as one of my favorites. I would have loved to include the RV one. That's another highlight.
That's a really good one. It's
so funny.
It's a great Oscar episode. You get to bring in the Boulevardezes. You get to put
camping.
people both in a realistic and also completely ridiculous scenario, which this show balances very well.
Yeah, all her friends were there too. It was a pretty fun one, but we decided against it for whatever reason. I think we just had other ones that fit more.
I think as we were covering a couple other things that had already covered a little bit, because let's be honest, Tweentown is way crazier. Because
it also has Al Roker.
Why Al Roker? Like, has anyone ever figured out why Al Roker?
I don't know.
Just this weatherman, talk show host, journalist. It's like, okay, Al Roker's a devil? I don't know. We haven't really determined. Is he a genie? Is he a devil? Is he some sort of fey god of some kind? The trickster? Is he Loki? We have no idea. I would like to know. You know what? I said this to you. I've been playing D&D with a bunch of people. Go check out the Broken Dice podcast over on the Broken Dice podcast on YouTube. Link is in the description below. I've been playing D&D with some people. I'm like, oh, should I do a campaign with Al Roker as like as someone's warlock patron, and he's just trying to get everybody's soul stolen? I have no idea, but it's just such a weird pull, because it's like, how many kids knew who the fuck Al Roker was?
I mean, the thing about that is I'm wondering if it was some kind of in-joke with like the people who were the creators of the show, and then they actually got Al Roker to like be in the cartoon.
It kind of almost screams of like, you guys remember when I made you watch Freakazoid?
Yes.
There was the origin story episode, and like, part of the thing about that show was that they were just like, yeah, what kind of weird, stupid thing are we gonna laugh at? And then can we incorporate it in the show that'll make any kind of sense? And then they were like, how about we just get the head of the MPAA to explain Freakazoid's origin story? And then Steven Spielberg's like, I can get him. Do you think he would do it? It's like, yeah, he'll do it. And then there's Jack Valenti. No kid watching knew who the fuck Jack Valenti was. But it's just like, hi, I'm Jack Valenti, and here are my cheeks. And then it's like, Proud Family probably had the exact same thought process. Like, Al Roker, that would be weird if Al Roker, the weatherman, is a genie who, like, gives you monkey paw wishes or something like that. And then they're like, you think we can get Al Roker? Yeah, we can get Al Roker. Disney owns everybody.
I mean, it was fun, regardless.
I think at this point, it's a good episode on its own, and I think it's just me sitting here years later being like, why? And trying to speculate, which just adds a layer of just, it's going to be in my head forever. I'm trying to think of like, who did you guys like the best as far as like characters and that, or like, what did you guys think of everybody?
Honestly, I think my favorite characters are probably Trudy and Sugar Mama. Just, I don't know. I like Trudy. I like her vibes. She's like, you know, trying to hold the family together while also putting up with Oscar. And then Sugar Mama's just funny.
Yeah.
I like her.
I think the show had, not often talked about, they have really good banter.
Yeah.
There's excellent, like, just some of the lines back and forth between a lot of them. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite is Oscar, like you. I just thought he got into the funniest shenanigans and stuff.
He's a borderline Looney Tunes character.
Yeah, he's just crazy.
He is.
And he had a lot of, like, fun interactions with other people, like Peebo and random characters, you know? So, he was always my favorite, but I love all these characters. But yeah, Oscar kind of always came out on top.
I mean, I feel obligated to say Cece, the baby. That'll be anything cosplaying all the CCs I can find. I like Penny. She's iconic. She's adorable.
Yeah, that's true. I like Trudy. And I think it's a shame that, like, not necessarily there has to be a lot of these lists online or that, because it's whatever. But, how come she's not on more, like, hot cartoon mom lists?
She was a hot cartoon mom.
I feel like she's getting snubbed a little bit.
She is getting snubbed.
Yeah. I think it just kind of goes into the classic sitcom trope of I have an idiot husband and I am way out of his league.
Yeah.
Because the Boulevardeses are the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Super hot mom, who's also a voice actor we've seen a bunch of times. I believe that was Hawkgirl from Justice League. And also the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place. Right. Let's also put out there, hot mom, bumbling dad.
It's so common.
It's not just common in cartoons, it's common in real life.
Yeah, I do wonder, what am I doing wrong? Do I need to act dumber? I don't think it's possible for me, but maybe if I did.
You need to be more helpless.
I need to be more helpless and get me a MILF. I don't know. We'll talk about my love life later. Meantime, should we talk about like other episodes or something that we might have seen, or like that? Because I know there was a bunch we talked a little bit about.
Few, yeah.
Some of them that we couldn't include. What are some other ones that like really stand out?
I remember the one where she did a family exchange thing that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
That was almost like a holiday episode too, because they were doing Ramadan.
Yeah, they were doing Ramadan.
Yeah, that was an interesting one for like season 2.
I forget which season it was, maybe 2.
I think 2, because this came out like late, like fall of 2001, so it was like coming out right in that like 9/11 span. And I think there was like, because episode tackles Islamophobia.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing going into 2002.
Yeah,
so in its second season, I imagine that was probably what they were like, hey, let's not group everything into one thing.
Yeah, they did some heavy stuff in that episode. Like I remember somebody like graffitied their garage with something like Islamophobic. And like basically the premise of it was that they were doing like a family exchange and she did it with like, what was I don't remember the girl's name, the other girl, but
I don't know. She's
really
with
another
there for the one episode.
Yeah, so she got to like experience the other culture and everything, and like she went from really being like kind of ignorant about it to really understanding and caring about the other family. And I thought it was a good episode, and I feel like the Proud Family had a lot of good episodes that had like lessons or something deeper that was missing in a lot of kids shows. So I feel like it tackled like a lot of good stuff like that. There was another one that did that, but I don't remember what it was called or anything, but she like goes back in time.
The time travel episode, which I think was part of the first season, late into the first season, because it was getting into February Black History Month, because it's about Black History Month, so she gets transported back to the time of like the Civil Rights Movement and stuff like that. Which, if we're going back to like the creator and talking about like there wasn't a lot of representation at the time of Black families, Black culture in like a lot of these spaces, the show was tackling a number of things that like maybe we weren't talking about as much and maybe we should a little bit more. I mean, like even with, because we watched the revival, Louder and Prouder, and they had a couple episodes here and there that also kind of took a look at like not just what we know about history, but also revisionist history, or like trying to sweep a lot of things under the rug and like get rid of things. And I think they did that in a very like good way. Like, it really like tackles like not just like here's the thing that's happening, but also here's how people are reacting and how it's affecting people, and not just from like, because there's a family there who is, the kids are adopted by 2 gay men who, one is a Black bank manager and the other is a white police officer. And it's kind of a situation where the white police officer, his family apparently owned slaves at one point. And it's like, okay, how are we all dealing with this newly uncovered history? Yeah. And what do we do with that? Especially since the town seems to be glorifying this ancestor who did these horrendous things. Yeah. It's like, this is not an easy subject. Yeah. But it's also good to talk about. And it's one of those things where like you don't always get a lot of like really intricate answers to a lot of questions, but I think sometimes it's better to have the question be out there. than to not ask the question. And maybe that's a little bit more of what it's meant to do, which is good. But what did you think about the Louder and Prouder stuff?
I thought it was good. Like I said before, I thought it continued the show in a way that felt true to the original. It did feel updated in a lot of ways, and the animation was different and everything, but
I got used to that one because it still felt
reminiscent of it, but different.
Reminiscent, but like I think more than that, there was I think whenever we were talking about King of the Hill and how it got updated and it kind of felt a little, we were saying like a little sterilized.
Yeah.
I felt like the Louder and Prouder version, it had a stylization that was reminiscent of the old one, but also felt very much its own thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we're doing a modern copying. Yeah. We're doing a new thing almost.
I think they changed the theme song though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't afford Beyonce anymore.
Yeah, that was kind of sad. I feel like they should have just kept it. I don't know if they'd be allowed to keep it, but...
Here's the thing, because I think on Disney Plus, we had to go somewhere else to find the credit card episode. Because it includes...
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have it on there because it includes a song from Destiny's Child, and no, even Disney can't afford Beyonce anymore. So, which is a shame because Steve Harvey, I like Steve Harvey, and he's the voice of a credit card that's like the devil on.
That was a fun one too.
On Penny's shoulder. I kind of, you know what? Look that episode up. It's pretty good.
I think that is one that I have seen.
Okay,
that was
good.
Fun.
So you know that one. They did tackle a couple things like that with like certain things like economics and doing stuff like that. The one I remember, which I'm a little disappointed with, there was a similar episode to the economics of recess that we had from last week, the strike.
Yeah.
I feel like that was one, it was an early episode that was like shown a lot, and it's about the kids going on strike because they're not getting enough allowance for all the chores that they're doing and they don't have any money. But it also feels like a very mixed sort of message kind of thing, because of like just the way that it ends is like, oh yeah, everybody just stops.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, allowance is a privilege, not a right. I'm like, I don't know this is sending the correct message for people later on, but I'm hoping you have better things about, like, you know, labor rights and stuff later on. But then again, it's Disney. They probably didn't want to have too big of a pro-union, pro-labor message in their stuff. I don't know.
But yeah, that was mixed for sure.
Yeah. It's an interesting episode, though.
It's fun, yeah.
I do think the one thing that was a little, like, about the revival, and this is not a big thing. Well, first of all, I do like that how they decided to do the, it's been 20 years, but it's not for us, as they literally just said, oh yeah, we time warped or something. They just brush it off like, who gives a shit? It's 20 years later, Penny's a year older, that's it. We don't care, we want to do this. So I'm like, all right, fine. You're still like one. You're a silly enough show that you could get away with it.
Yeah.
But they didn't bring back Orlando Brown.
Yeah, I think they ostracized him after whatever happened.
He got caught with some weed.
It was some weed, and
that was it.
And
then they're like, "You're done at Disney." I'm like, by today's standards, do we even care anymore?
You would think not.
Unless there was something else that I don't know about.
That could be. But maybe like, we don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was just the weed.
I feel like Disney is usually fairly harsh about any allegations of drugs, but let's see, legal issues on his page. Okay. So 2007, pulled over by police, driving without his headlights on. They searched his vehicle, found marijuana, and he was arrested for that.
Okay, that would have been when he was ousted.
That's he was ostracized.
Fillmore, he was not. I think That's So Raven was done at that point.
Oh
no!
Is there worse?
Is it something worse?
Well. So in February of 2016, he was arrested and later charged with domestic battery, obstruction of justice, and drug possession.
All right. Yep.
Hang on. With
shit. I didn't hear about
to
this.
Sell, possession of methamphetamines. It's all on the Wikipedia page. He was also arrested in Lima, Ohio in 2022 on charges of domestic violence.
Okay, so
all
that's
right. I take back everything I said.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have lost your entire career over a weed charge, but the subsequent stuff maybe, all right.
Maybe he can be ostracized for the domestic violence stuff.
Yeah, now.
He could still be president.
Yeah, okay. Now it's making a little more sense why they didn't bring him back later.
Yeah, there's some other stuff on here. Read up on your own time if you wish.
I was thinking that it was going to go, here's why we don't see Corey in the house anymore. And it's like, oh God, why? Why?
Now his were bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is just a lot of other stuff that after, like, late 20-teens is more of when a lot of the stuff happened.
Yeah.
Because 2007, that's the only thing that happened when he was, like, involved with Disney. Afterwards, he was more concentrating on music, and I think in around that area is when a lot of this other stuff happened.
Yeah, I feel like Disney was really harsh on their young, like, stars, even about little stuff, like if they get pulled over or have marijuana or drunk driving and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It was almost like K-pop idols nowadays. If they're caught with drugs or something, it's all over, you know?
I mean, the part of that was more or less because of Disney wanting to keep that squeaky clean image.
Yeah.
And so they were very strict on a lot of things with their child and teen actors.
Yeah, It got really bad for some people. I mean, everybody knows about, like, how messed up, like, Disney made a lot of young kids who were their actors, unfortunately.
That, and also, oh God, late 90s, that singing group, what was it called? I can't remember. 90s. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, all those people, they were in. Yeah.
Yeah, like all those kids who grew up on Disney, they just put so much pressure on them, and they were just like, they had to be mini adults, but also be squeaky clean, and I mean, it's just terrible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Nickelodeon was kind of the same way.
Yeah, Nickelodeon messed a lot of people up too.
And then there was Cartoon Network, who tried to do live action for like 2 years and then realized, wait, we're Cartoon Network.
It was weird. It was a weird time.
I think maybe part of that was like, we want to retain like as much of a wide audience as possible, and a lot of people were not watching cartoons because cartoons are for kids, so they probably thought if they made live action stuff it would seem more mature, which is not always the case.
It's definitely not the case, because it was during the middle of the day blocks where it was like, no, this is kids after school watching this is not for anyone.
Do you remember when Disney Channel was also doing a weird thing where they would port over a bunch of Canadian shows like Naturally Sadie and Life with Derek?
No, wasn't really watching at that point, but I do remember you telling me about that. And
so strange.
Which was the one with the weird incesty plot?
That was Life with Derek.
Life with
Derek.
Everyone immediately
they were step siblings, and
that's how we're getting around it.
They were sus.
But also, weren't the actors dating?
I don't know.
Like the two main people?
Woof.
Hang on.
I feel like we went from Disney Channel to tags on Pornhub.
I have no idea.
I was at someone else's house the night that premiered, and they played like the first 5 episodes, so I did see some of that one.
It was kind of weird, right?
It was super weird.
And to think, nowadays all we get is Game of Thrones and a Folgers commercial.
Right? Life with Derek walked so Folgers could run.
I think it was the other way around.
Wait, was Folgers first?
I don't know.
I did first. I feel like that was old.
Folgers walk so Life with Derek could run. It's cool. They're step siblings.
Listen, one of the love entrants in Love in Deep Space is your stepbrother.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so you guys never moved on. So what else do we want to talk about with Proud Family? I guess Disney in general, since it's the month. What was the second Al Roker episode?
That was the one where the babies were turned into teenagers.
Right. That one wasn't as good, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did he?
Pretty good. But
Did he show up again in the revival?
I don't remember.
I feel like he'd be a really good one to bring back and be like, hey, it's me again. No, not a third time, Al Roker.
I don't think he was there, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember the revival that well because I only saw all the episodes once.
You know the one character we really didn't get to see at all that we probably should have? We should have included something with Wizard Kelly.
Oh yeah, Wizard Kelly. His head was always cut off.
Yeah, he had like the Miss Bellum thing going on.
You can never see his face. It all started with basketball.
And you can see a movie in your community.
Yeah, we didn't really get Wizard Kelly. He was everywhere in the show, though. He owns everything. He's like Disney.
He owns everything and has his own currency, and I'm almost like, there should be some sort of, like, anti-mega corporation message about this, and there's not. because it very much feels like the there was an old school thing. We probably talked about this when we played Scarlet Hollow. Really old back in the day, before like a lot of labor laws, there was companies that would essentially build a town around their factory or their mine or whatever, and then they would have like the company store, and they wouldn't really pay you in money. They would pay you in company credit that you could use at their store, and it would like, people would get so far into debt because they controlled all the prices of everything and controlled all the currency and everything, to the point that some people were so indebted to the company they couldn't even buy food at the company store, and they had to work. It was essentially a form of slavery. Until like the US government came in with like a lot of like sweeping labor laws about it. So I'm almost like, I feel like the Wizard Kelly is creating a microcosm economy purely around his success, and no one else is making money that works for him. But I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I am. Because when everything works off of wizard bucks, and you control all the wizard bucks, you control everyone. We need another strike episode, but like a better strike episode.
Keep going. I did a little bit more digging on Life with Derek.
Oh boy. Go ahead.
No. It's nothing.
When did
really
Derek
bad that...
and not Derek hook up?
Were they dating?
Who's the other one?
No, they were not.
Okay,
however, the two main actors are close friends, apparently.
Okay, that's nice.
Michael Cedar, who played Derek, is apparently queer.
Okay.
And so the thing is part of the show's legacy is that there was a lot of romantic tension between the two step siblings that never fully materialized in the original series because it was supposed to be a familial show.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop people from writing fanfiction about it.
Okay, so it's not entirely the show's fault?
It's not canon, but it is the show's fault.
Okay, it's the show's fault. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of the show.
They wrote a lot of the scenes that made it come off that way, but apparently it has a sequel series as well.
And that's where they hook up.
No.
Are they married to other people?
They are parents to their own kids. It doesn't sound like they are together.
Do they have spouses?
I believe so. The show is called Life with Luca.
So that's their child? Or one of their children?
Okay, we gotta be clear about what we're saying, because everything you're saying sounds like they hooked up and had children.
No, I'm saying...
No, I know you're not saying that. The way you're saying it does sound like it.
I know.
Derek and not Derek got their own families. They're separate, but they're still, like, interacting.
Let's see. Let's see. Life with Luca is a spin-off movie.
Oh, it's a movie, not a series. Okay.
Film is set to follow the return of Casey and Derek, who are all grown up and have teenagers of their own. The movie picks up 15 years later and follows them as they navigate parenthood and raise distinctly different teenagers.
Okay, tell me who their spouses are, please.
The synopsis teased that Casey is now married to a lawyer with 3 kids, while Derek is a successful musician who is also a single dad with 1 daughter. Okay.
So she is married. Okay.
Yes.
But then there's Derek.
His daughter.
But yes, so continue on with what you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying.
I just went down a rabbit hole.
We are way down a rabbit hole. Let's pop out of that rabbit hole. Were there rabbits involved in Proud Family at all? I feel like there was a number of different animals that we got to see through Trudy's veterinary business.
There was a psycho duck.
Psycho duck. That's one of the lowest rated episodes,
Yeah.
I think.
That one came, like, after most of the show was already done. Like, it was close to when the movie came out.
I feel like we've talked about this because you and me have gone back to watch a couple shows all the way through. Like this... we watched American Dragon, we watched Sweet Life, That's So Raven. I think we've been watching Hannah Montana, which I surprisingly vibed with for some reason. Was not expecting that. But yeah, usually around season 3, they really start running out of ideas.
They drop off around, season 3.
Like, you guys get pretty solid halfway through your first season, and then second season's usually solid, and it's like 3 starts to bomb.
Yeah.
And then 4 gets a new name, because if getting a new name makes it technically a new show.
Yeah, then you're on deck.
Yeah, because if you make it to season 4, you have to pay the actors more. So that's why they reset and got a new name for the 4th seasons of everything.
Yeah. Or eventually you get a revival show, like Raven's Home.
Yeah, wasn't Hannah Montana Forever in season 4?
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Because all it makes me think about is Batman Forever.
Yeah, it's like,
Or every other show that like, or every other movie that puts forever like at the end of their like title, and it's like, oh, not forever, no. No, thank you. Maybe we should watch some of these other shows eventually for another month. Alrighty. So, I'm thinking Proud Family's a yay for me. Very solid show. A lot of good characters. A lot of the family works so well. The friends work so well. The batshit insane plots. The honestly normal and very relatable plots. All of them work really well. So yeah, gotta give it a full yay. Check it out.
yeah, this is definitely a full yay for me. This was a good nostalgia trip, and it really holds up. Great show. Definitely yay.
Yeah, I would also give this a yay. This is a show that, for the early 2000s, like, tackled a lot of issues and definitely stood out among a lot of cartoons that focused on primarily white characters. So I feel like this was a much-needed addition to Disney's roster for their afternoon programming.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's a solid show. I'd give it a yay.
You gonna look into more of it?
Maybe.
Definitely check out the Weird Halloween episode where everything gets batshit insane.
Batman insane?
Batman insane?
Batman forever.
You know what? There's an episode that follows Poppy and Sugar Baba. They do a Thelma and Louise. I don't know what's going on necessarily there, but it's crazy. There's a bunch of crazy shit in this show. You should check it out. In the meantime, though, we have more crazy shows with crazy shit in it that also seem to be a perfect balance of here's the life of a young teenager, but also this absolutely batshit insane stuff going on. Next, we're doing Kim Possible. So we got a couple fun ones from there, including a Christmas episode, because we got to include a Christmas episode every time. We will be watching that and American Dragon later after that, and then getting into the new year with a couple new things and a whole new month, a whole bunch of new stuff. So yeah, come back for Kim Possible next week, and yeah, we'll be finishing out pretty soon. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!